was E7.
Let's go, brother. Game kedua.
Because, you know, the space
Verso time
that you need is
versus
going to be so difficult to get.
E7.
You know what they say, the old display in the book when it comes to MOBA, any kind of MOBA, the most basic way to win a game, overload with stunts. More stunts, more chances of winning. That's what Verso time is to win. We're not saying that this is an outdraft. I think that E7 has got something going on with their composition, but when it comes to ease of execution, you would favor Verso time.
Let's see what they can do here. I think even part of this is it's been so long since we've seen a Novaria. Novaria, not to say she's not good, but you know, when she was such a big pick, it was kind of a combination of being able to utilize that extra bit of hitbox, but also the vision she provides and damage too. Like, especially when you're trying to siege your base, right? Like the damage there, the damage profile is pretty good with the Novaria, especially scales up. But again, with this one, I feel like it's going to be a little bit more difficult to fight around objectives, unless again you're picking people off. Now we saw this with Edok previously. I think it's going to be up to RRQ to kind of replicate that type of playstyle where he's able to go ahead and find those right targets. But again, to be able to do that against all this crowd control is a bit of a concern when we are considering the objective fights.
A very quiet first 2 minutes of the game for both teams. But it kind of feels like Verso time are playing far forward now. You can see the confidence that they have. We know for sure that between Yisun Shin and Joy, you would always favor the Yisun Shin for the first turtle, but it's mostly gonna be decided by the supplementing cast. However, Kalea plus Selena is such a very strong mid lane duel to get as the first turtle fight.
Let's see what he's able to do.
Fighting
around this first turtle too. Eisen's gonna jump in the fight. Oh, Speedy's so low. The electrifying beats was already popping. The arrow is going to be able to land, and just like that, Nanos is deleted. And that's exactly what I was talking about. It's literally a dodging game of crowd control. Speedy forced off the lane. Turtle secured. Verso time making it their time already early on. Building up a bit of a lead now. Still under 1,000. But again, you saw how fast someone dies when an arrow even just lands.
Yeah. Oh. Granted, that was a Navarra, so that's a very squishy target, but the fact that they landed that and then immediately went for that, they knew their timing. It was almost at the tail end of that stun that landed onto Nanos, but they still chained it up. That's mainly because of the amount of CC that they have. It's like very easy to layer their stuns.
Yeah, again, too, you're gonna want to keep your eye on Castle in this lane. Look at the R-Lot.
Oh my God.
Again, he knows this hero in and out. And you'll continue to see Castle play into that matchup. Gets a good call from Zeno. And they make a play happen. Kojic nearly getting caught there. Rise Krim going to be the one. He takes an arrow, and that's going to be a kill again. These arrows have been on point from Kojic. And it's just hard to escape. Eisen looks like he grabbed the purple buff from the hands of Zeno, though, so at least a bit of a win there for E7 in the jungle.
Yep. They have communicated that the Retribution was used up top to take the kill onto the Turizda. And what they did was, okay, we lost our Turizda up top, we lost our Joe in the middle. They're far too busy. I will get the purple. So great timing coming up from Eisen, but they will need more of that.
There's a kick. It's going to be on Boro, though. Tsunami Slam to the teammates. Here comes Castle as well. Eisen gone, fighting in the jungle. Gets the stun with a vengeance to Rise Krim out of it. So Verso time will also take back a purple buff to their side after having it taken from them. That's a double from Zeno. Man, this E7's just falling apart now. 4 minutes in after a quiet start to the game, Verso time once again finds something across the map on both sides.
It's so easy for them to collect some kills now. So you just run over. Anybody that gets hit by one stun will be followed up by another. And Verso time are just styling on E7 right now, especially with the way that they're not
Alpo udah beli War X, buset.
Pedal to the metal for Verso time right now. And it's just the second turtle, but they're already leading by 4,000 gold.
So fast here on this take, too. Objective E7 scraping up what they can. Orange buff's going to be taken too. They decide to go ahead and make a push up here on the top one at turret. Castle is there, just around the corner. Boro's there to back him up if he needs it, but he'll just clear the lanes out. Picks up an Oracle at this point too, so a little bit more tanky, but already off to a great start on this R-Lot. Like I said, signature hero for Castle so far, but again, it's not even just Castle, it's just everybody's crowd control that we talked about in the draft.
Yep.
Paying dividends already. At this point of the game, E7 has almost been in a position where they kind of forced to almost stay together in a sense, because you know it's a little bit too risky if they do get caught by an arrow or a pole or one of these things that Verso Time has in their repertoire.
To add to that, this is dangerous grass that we're looking at. So all of these sneaky plays coming out from Verso Time, and the instant plays that they can also do is just getting buried. That's probably why they drafted the R-Lot as well as the Selena in this scenario.
Rise Crim? Oh, this is a kick. This should be a kill, an easy one to take a good use of the conceal. Finally putting them on the board for E7 again. They're going to have to continue to emulate that to make it happen. Castle goes in, gets the stunt. There's the final slash. Rise Crim gets under the turret. A big pickup, though, into the penalty zone. Tsunami Slam going to be used as well. Alpha leading the charge. Fighting back. E7 will force Verso Time to reset here. So despite the lead that Verso Time has, E7's actually able to go ahead and find a bit of an advantage in the team fight, but still with a lot of resources used up, they got to be able to prep up for this turtle take.
For the very first time, they have missed their combo. I should have been a fire slash into the stun from the Mountain Shocker, from the boat that you have from Xeno, but they have missed the mark. That's why E7 were able to get out. They had to use the Flicker and the Kalea just to get out of there, so I will not be available for the following turtle. But E7 also had to burn their Flicker onto this Terizla.
I don't know if they can actually contest this turtle despite everything that happened in the past minute or so. Verso March pulls with the I'm Offended. Oh, a final slash coming out from Castle again. He was hunting for Speedy too. You get the electrifying beats, and arrow's not going to be able to land, but the turtle is secured for Verso Time. It's going to be the 3 for 3 now at this point, still in control of the game. And that's the thing, the decisiveness here at Verso Time. When they know they have that window of opportunity, they can go for it. There's a Zombie Slam. They're going for Rise Crim. He's just gone. Can't even flicker. Again, an arrow. Verso March. The timing is on point from Verso Time.
Unbelievable. The arrow connecting onto the Novaria, and then the flicker. I'm Offended from Verso March. I think that was worth it because that's the Novaria we're talking about. Even when you had to commit the flicker, that is the wave clear from E7 gone. And the fact that they are taking over this game because of those pickoffs, Verso Time cannot letting up. There was some mistake up top with how they missed the Mountain Shocker from the Fire Slash, but they have well caught up with it. They are bouncing back even better than what they were doing in the first 4 minutes of the game.
Rise Crim on the hunt. Gets the way of the Dragon off. It's on Verso March. So he does heal back a little bit before eventually going down, but now Alpha going to be in trouble. Verso Castle able to clean up that one. They're fighting under this tier 2 in the bottom lane. But it's a trade. The 1-for-1 Alpha for Verso March. So nearly even trade there. They're going to get this tier 2 turret though in the bottom lane. So still Verso Time. It's a bit of an advantage. Oh, electrifying beat's gonna be used. Eisen gone. Final slash able to find 2. Mountain Shocker won't be able to land in time, but they'll make their way to reset, clear out the lane, and they still have 20 seconds for that lore to come up here. So Verso Time just taking their pickings against E7.
So if they didn't have the lead, their advantage is their stuns, and even in that scenario, the Joy just can't stay and pop the spells in front of the members of Verso Time. And if you add to that, the fact that they are leading by 7,000, you see how Eisen melted. I understand why the Joy would have gone for that play. Had it been a different lineup for Verso Time, things will be different. But Eisen can only cleanse himself from one stun of Verso Time. And Verso Time has infinite amount of stuns at this point. The burst that they had, the damage that they have with Xeno as well as Kojic and Castle, they have melted down the Joy like butter.
That's how quick it happens, man. I mean, they are the hot knife through the butter. And it's, you know, that's the difficult part of it is Versatime's got all the knives. You know, if they miss one, or the scythe, they miss the scythe, they got the whatever Arlon has. What does he have? Spears or something? Like, you know, he's got. You have so many options. Not only that, but then you've got, like I said, the Tsunami Slam is able to go ahead and target someone down immediately, especially if Verso Boro decides to go ahead and actually burn the flicker. A lot of the times he hasn't had to, you know, so
Verso,
they're just working synergistically with each other, with the kits that they have. And this is like, if you could save this loadout lineup from Verso time, it's just literally called CC. Like, it's just crowd control, you know?
Mau ditabrak langsung,
and so it gives you that opportunity. Like, if you do miss one of them, like, you have 4 others that you can essentially rely on. So they get ready to approach the base here of E7. Shields are going to go ahead and pop down bot, mid, and top eventually. Lord will go ahead and get 1 charge into the base, but still maintaining the base turrets. For some time, keep an eye out. They have all the tools to force a fight if they want to, but they'll respect the defense from E7. They actually won't push into the base just yet, unless this point they do. Flickers are available. We'll see what Boro does. They're going to go ahead and take down potentially the turret. They don't get it cleared out, though. So the turret still stands. E7 maintains their base turrets.
To be fair, E7 has got great tools to defend. As long as the Grangers was the Verso, this means that E7 will always be able to defend. So this is going
ini
to be
sumpah E7 cuma 2 kill doang ini.
The Novaria as well as the Arlet.
Oh, he has to use the penalty zone defensively, so that's a big resource that they need that's going to be down. I'm not sure if they can actually convert this into a turret take just yet. Verso Time's got plenty of time to go ahead and take this out. There's the kick, though. Rise Crim's going to be the one to start the fight anyway. Kojic is gone, but now Alpha is going to be caught out. And with no penalty zone, he'll be the trade, the 1-for-1. And now Verso Time knows they can go ahead and take down the mid turret, but they've got no minions. They will get this bottom one, though. Base turret's going to fall. 30 seconds still, that Lord to come up. I don't think Verso Time can get any more, but they'll go ahead and get back to reset before the Lord take.
Valiant defense coming from Alpha. Actually, they have found a good target out there. A hero that, probably the only hero that they can easily take out from the members of Verso Time. And they have found it at the expense of Alpha and their bottom lane turret. But if you think about it, if E7 did not make a move during that moment, Verso Time will just collect the Lord and just take over the game afterwards. So you would understand why E7 went for that play. Verso Time were just way too good when it comes to their counter engagement, and of course they have a massive lead that they can throw over E7.
See what they do. Lord's up. E7 down 10,000 gold. Not really in the position to fight, but they might just have to make a potential play, but it doesn't seem like they're going to do that. Rise Crim will go ahead and clear up that top lane. Trying to delay some of this. Again, Lord secured here for Verso Time. With the bottom base turret down and the shield's already popped, this should be another easy push into the mid to get the turret down. We'll see how they play it out. E7, again, just not in the best fighting form yet. An arrow's going to land here in the mid lane. Ice Cream will kind of keep them at bay here, but again, Verso March causing havoc on this Ruby. There's the pull. Eisen's going to be gone. Mount Shocker going to be used. Alpha forced off. Still no Lord in check just yet. They just got the mid turret. Lord will go ahead and make its way down a bot, but Castle goes in with a final slash. He only finds Alpha. Alpha penalty zones, able to find 2. Now Rise Crim quite low, taking the damage. Alpha doesn't survive. Now they're going to wipe him out. It's only Rise Crim left alive, and Verso Time will go for the sweep against E7 in our second match of Group A for the day.
Ngeri ya guys ya, 2-0 bro. Kuat banget ini tim ya.
This